It's the end of the day with Ray. Hello, my friends. Hey, I want to do a Tuesday tutorial, and this tutorial is coming from a conversation I had with an IT service provider this morning. The gentleman said to me, Ray, he goes, I got to ask you a question. There's this copier dealer inside my marketplace going into my customers that I do IT services for, and they keep selling them these used A3 copy machines. And I keep saying to myself, why in the hell are they selling the customer a used A3 copy machine when they could just sell them a brand new A4 MFP out of the box? You see, this friend of mine's been watching my videos. This friend of mine knows that an A4 MFP, well, it only has one call to an A3's 3 calls based at the same monthly volume. This friend of mine that's in the IT sector knows that the A4 MFP would give a customer a 66% reduction in service if it replaced an A3. It's a much better experience. Overall, it's a beautiful thing, and he's thinking to himself, why in the world is this copier dealer coming into my customers and selling these used A3s? And I said, well, the reason they're doing it is really simple. They're doing it because there's a difference between .009 and .015. And this friend of mine said, well, now you lost me. So I had to explain it to him, and through that process I thought, man, this would make a great video. So I want to explain it to everybody watching the video. What the difference between .009 and .015 and how that difference creates a behavior which forces some salespeople in the imaging channel to sell a bunch of used A3s instead of selling brand new A4 MFPs. So let's do some math. Let me get my interactive board going here. We'll get the whiteboard up. Let's do some figuring. So let's just put here, we got an A3, and this A3 is the used one. Over here we got the A4 brand new MFP in the box. It does everything. It scans and copies and faxes and prints, does everything this customer would possibly want to do. Oh, this A3 over here, it does 11 by 17 paper, but the customer doesn't even do it. This friend of mine said, hey, the A3 that they actually sold these people has a big old booklet finisher on it. They never even made a booklet in their life. So anyway, big waste. I'm going to put a line through that because I don't want anybody to actually do this. This is a bad thing, but I just want to show everybody what's going on. So if the A4 MFP costs .015 for service, and that service includes all the parts, all the on-site, calls, and all the supplies, and the customer's running 3,000 pages a month, well, the service for that A4 MFP is going to be $45 a month. Simple math, right? Well, if the A3, if the service on that is .009, and the customer's running 3,000 pages a month, well, that's $28. Folks, that's a difference of $17. Simple math. Well, you would say to yourself, for $17, why don't they just sell them the right machine? Why don't they sell them the customer-centric machine? Why don't they sell them the machine that has a 66% reduction in service? Well, the reason they don't do that, because that $17 spread over 5 years, well, it's like $900. So let me do some more math. So this particular customer of my friends told that copier dealer, hey, I'll go ahead and buy a copy machine from you, but it has to be less than $145 a month. And of course, the sales rep smiled because he knew for $145 a month, he could actually have a lease for hardware of $117 a month. Because $117 a month plus $28 a month is $145 a month. He also knew that if he went ahead and sold him the brand new A4 MFP, the customer-centric model, the right model, the one that has 66% reduction in service, well, he would only have $100 a month to finance the hardware for that one. And let's just say that that brand new A4 MFP in the box had the same cost as that used A3. And let's say that cost was $3,000. Well, if he uses the $100 for the lease payment, he's only going to finance $5,000. Which means, well, he's got $2,000 GP. These reps are paid off a gross profit of hardware. They're not paid off any kind of service revenue. They don't care if the service department loses their butt at that $28 a month. They just know, in this particular case, they had $2,000 gross profit. But they also know over in this case, well, they had about $2,900 in gross profit. They had $900 more in gross profit. These reps are paid between 30 and 40, sometimes 50% of gross profit. Well, 50% of $900 is a lot of money. Why would you leave that on the table? If your dealership's not going to pay you in the way that we create a behavior, that would allow you to sell a customer-centric deliverable to your customer, why would you? You'll just do this. Here's the sad part of this stupidity over here. This machine, you're collecting $28 a month. If you have a call and a half a year, you lost your ass. Not to mention the toner that's on site. This is just dysfunctional as hell. This A4 MFP, you put that thing out there, you probably won't even have a call for 3 years. Folks, we got to figure out how to pay our reps to sell equipment that makes sense for the marketplace. Otherwise, that friend of mine that called me up, the next time he goes into his customer's office, he's going to say, when they come out there and try to sell you these big old boat anchors with a bunch of accessories you don't even use, just say no and tell them you want to buy an A4 MFP, because you know if you do that, you'll cut your service by 66%. And it's all about a better experience, isn't it? My friends, I'm going to end this the way I always do. Status quo is the killer of all that will be invented. Don't get stuck in status quo, and I'll see y'all tomorrow.